get on here for, but I felt like God was actually telling me to just talk today. So whatever is in there is going to come out. So I know we've talked about various things and we've kind of covered like, motivation or Jesus or like thankfulness, different things like that. But today I wanted to talk about love, and I wanted to talk about how crucial it is to love someone, how much it can make an impact on their life, and, go from there. So that being said, I love you guys. Love God. I love God. So I think that I want to start with the fact that what is love? Like, what is it? It's not complicated. So for me, what I think love is a complete giving of yourself. So Jesus dying on the cross is a complete act of love. It's a complete, here, you guys might be able to see better if I put this down. I don't know if that helped or not. But Jesus dying on the cross, complete act of love. God is, becoming man, dying on the cross. He immolated himself. It's like he really died on the cross. And I've never really thought of that before, that him being God died. Like, I always saw growing up and stuff that he died, but he was kind of like still alive because he was God. He didn't have to he died as God. Which is very sad, because if you think about it, it's so unfair. Like, he didn't have to do that. It wasn't like God, long story short, he didn't have to do it, and he did. And we are so grateful that he did, because now the gates of heaven are open and we can go straight in after we die. And it's great. Okay. So reporting from Pennsylvania, it is freezing today. It says 30 degrees in my car, and I know it's colder than that outside. So I would say it's about 27. Absolutely freezing. I'm surprised I'm not hacking, coughing, the whole 9 yards. So what is love? What is love to you? Now, love can be shown in a lot of different ways. There's actually a book called The 5 Love Languages, and I forget what they all are. One's physical touch. One's words of affirmation. One's, I don't know, just different things. But I think it's different for everyone, because one person could be loving you right now means doing the dishes. And one could be no, that's not what they want. They want me to hug them, different things. But it all comes down to one thing called love. And I feel like if every single person in this world did 5 acts of love per day, this world would be a very better place. Because I was reading in this book, and I want to bring this up too. I actually read this whole book. It's called Get Out of Your Head. Very good book. Very excellent book. Her name that she wrote it was Jenny Allen. Jennie, Allen, Allen. She is a phenomenal writer. I do not read usually at all, and her book was so captivating that I stuck with it, and I read the entire book, and it was so good. But basically, I will sum up what she was saying in her book, and it's basically get out of your head. Stop making things complicated. You have a choice. You have a choice. When you are faced with doubt, when you are faced with fear, you have a choice. And that choice should be do not fear. Jesus says that in the Bible 365 times, I'm pretty sure. But he says, do not fear. Okay? Why? Because he's with us and he goes before us. There's no reason to fear. There really isn't a reason to fear if you think about it. Because if somebody's going before you, if they're leading the way, why are you fearing? You know what I mean? So don't fear. I forget what I was talking about. I'm not really sure, but I know I was talking about love. So yeah, so I just feel like in today's day and age, a lot of people don't love, or they think love is like a fantasy thing. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, people will like get in a relationship because of what the other person's giving them. And it doesn't work out. And then they wonder why. And it's like, no. In my opinion, you need to give that person 100%. And I'm not saying do everything, but mentally, you should be giving them 100%. And if they don't give you, you're dating or something, and they don't give you, my mom was home, and they don't give you, 100%, then you break up with them. But if you have this wishy-washy, relationship where like the person's like, oh, I love you, and then they're like just hanging loose, not doing things right, like it's not that you give 100% and then you let them not love you. No, but I'll give you a story. So I want to get married someday. I do. I flip-flop back and forth, but let's just say I do right now. And I go to like Sheets and I'm like, God, I want to meet a guy and all this stuff. Well, this is a true story. The other day I said, God, I really want to know like who I'm going to marry. I want to find him and I want to meet him. And he told me to go to Sheets. Now, I was kind of confused because I was like, okay, I guess I'll meet him at Sheets. Well, I get to Sheets and I walk in and then it dawns on me that's not what he was saying. He was saying that I will find what love is. And it was to be love. And that's what I'm trying to get down to is give the world 100%, be love, and see where it takes you. It doesn't have to be that. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, I don't know how to get this point across, but I'm not saying, ladies, that you settle or you like don't meet Prince Charming or he doesn't come along. No, I'm just saying while you're waiting, give it 100%. Give it 100%. And I think what'll happen in that case is you will meet. I just saw like a biker go past. And that squirrel. But and in that aspect, you'll meet someone who's like 200% giving you. You know what I mean? Because you're so loving. I think that's really something to think about. And I'm like tearing up just thinking about it because it's so profound. So like if you're really giving someone 100%, that's good. That's really good. And I think we lay low and we don't give 100% sometimes. And it's a good idea too. Because like, if you're loving someone with everything that you have, then that's good. So that's what I wanted to talk about today was love. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Loving people. Also, loving people and loving God is the same thing. It is. I never realized that. I'd be like, but God should come first. I don't know how to say that. Like loving God, loving people should be because you love God and you're supposed to love God. I love God. So yeah. Another thing was, it's so weird. It looks like my head's cut off. But I wondered how your Thanksgivings were. Mine was good. We stayed home. I live with my mom and we stayed home and we had like tons of food, tons of food. And we also watched Princess Diaries 1, which I haven't seen since I was a kid. And the guy or a kid or whatever in there, his name's Michael. Oh my gosh. When I was younger, I thought this guy was a heartthrob. And I'm not cutting him down, but he's not that cute. And so I'm watching the movie like, what? It's funny. It's funny how you fall for absolutely anyone and be naive when you're younger. Anyway, so guys, I am going to go when my mom gets home because I have to like make her dinner and get her tea and everything. Basically treat her like a princess. You know how I was talking about love? Right there. But yeah, I love you guys. And I suggest that you take time today and love someone and like put effort into it. So like, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a girlfriend, if you have daughter, son, husband, anything, God, you can do it to God too. Tell them you love them. I love you, God. Just tell them you love them, show them you love them, call it a day. But I'm just saying, in reality, you should be, it says in the Bible, do everything with love. And it's such a good idea because I don't know honestly, when I love people, my brain feels better. And I'm not doing it for that purpose, but like it does. And it's like it gets you out of your mind, it gets you out of your head. And but yeah, like I just think that if this whole world like loved and they loved God, but the thing is, we can make that change. We can make, you can't force someone to do something, but you can instruct them or motivate them, inspire them. One thing I've realized is this world is so broken and there are so many people looking for Jesus. It is so sad. Like the other day I'm driving and I could just see this person driving past me and they're so wrecked. And I'm thinking to myself, are these people broken? Are these people needing Jesus? And it's like, yes, they are. So I would encourage you today to do 3 things. Say with me, we're going to do this simply. Say with me, I love you, God. So let's say it. I love you, God. Next thing is loving people. So for me, nobody's in this car right now or anything, but I can just say through a prayer, I love you, Mom. And then, so say that to somebody who's closest to you or, you know. And then the last thing is, which we tend to forget sometimes, is that we love ourselves. So I love me. We have to love ourselves. When I was about 15 years old, I went through a time where I just didn't like myself. I don't think I hated myself, but I just didn't like myself. And I constantly did things to get out of my mind and out of my life. I just was so troubled as a teen. And one thing that comes good with that, though, is like if I ever have a teenage daughter, which teenagers are teenagers for a reason, they're growing up, and she might be troubled. But I feel like because I went through so much stuff as a teen, I feel like it's going to be a piece of cake for my daughter. And I feel like that's great because I don't want anyone to go through anything that I went through or similar. But yeah, I'm going to have to go soon. I think my mom's going to be here in like 3 minutes. Also, like, guys, did you put up your tree yet? I didn't put up my tree yet, and I don't even want to do Christmas just because it is so stressful on my mind right now. But, if you guys did, that's okay. I like the people that actually decorate early. I was doing Uber and I saw this house, what the heck? It was like decorated for Christmas, and I swear to God, it was like November 20th. And I was like, that's so cool. And I was going to take a picture, but I couldn't like slow down. And I was like, I'll just enjoy it. Because we need to take moments in and enjoy them sometimes. But yeah, and I've realized lately that I need God. Like there is so much that I need God for, everything. You know what I mean? Like without God, we're nothing. And so just ask God for help. God help us. And yeah. So I hope you guys had fun. It's been real. If you like this video, I know you don't like hearing this. If you like this video, either subscribe or tell someone to subscribe to it. I have an idea. If you want to know what you're supposed to do right now, subscribe. Kind of joking, kind of not. All right. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye.